Hi, Antimatteromega here, and I'm going to be doing a video about merchandise that has been released in the past year for Doctor Who. Just the stuff I've picked up, because I can't show stuff I haven't got. And just sort of the best bits, the thing that I've enjoyed the most. In about the last year, maybe a little bit before. Most of it. So some of the quite recent stuff, most of it books and figures and stuff. So, on to the first item. Okay, so the first item for me is the Third Doctor Collector set from B&M, which I picked up for £15. So you get a new Jo Grant, so it's just the same figure from the Three Doctors or the Claws of Axos set, but with a different paint apps. Invasion of the Dinosaurs, Third Doctor, and the Roger Delgado Master. I particularly like the Third Doctor in this set because I've been hard pressed to pick one up. I do have a couple now, but I just think the face sculpt is good. Even the nose, slightly wide, but doing well. And the hair with the grey speckles is really detailed and really well made. The paint apps are generally quite good on these figures, I found, well, the ones that I've picked up. So you see like the bow tie, there's no spillage onto the jacket or the frills or the face, and I found this to be a really nice figure because Invasion of the Dinosaurs is one of my favourite Third Doctor episodes and one of my favourite episodes because I love John Pertwee. He's one of my favourite Doctors. So the Roger Delgado Master, I like him because, again, I love the Auton episodes, and because I love the Autons, one of my favourite classic monsters. And I find this figure quite scary, quite intimidating. I think the paint apps are done well, apart from a little focus. So that. Just a little scuff on his head here. But otherwise I think the wrinkles, and the hair, the beard and everything is very good. And the suit, plain black and gloves, his sort of signature style. The Jo Grant figure, nothing special really. The repaint was done nicely, not really many paint app problems. Face sculpt I think could be better, but they can't do resculpt for B&M sets, that's the whole point. Hair's nice, I think it's a nice figure. For £15 you really can't argue. I would have paid probably £25 for this set, mostly because of him. Okay, so on to the next item. Okay, so the next is the, as you probably guessed, the B&M Classic Monsters set from B&M, which was released at the same time. They did release a 10th Doctor one with 10th Doctor, Vashnarada and a Cyberman with gun. But I just thought £15 is a lot, and all I really needed was a gun for the Cyberman, so I'll probably pick that up sometime in the future. First figure is probably, Invasion Cyberman, which I do love because I found Invasion of the Cybermen good episode. I do love the style on these. I do prefer Earthshock. I've not picked up an Earthshock Cyberman yet. I prefer the Attack Cyberman, but I do love that, and it's great for the £15 set. Next we've got the Ice Warrior, which I love because I thought the classic Ice Warriors were really interesting, and the way they brought them back, I thought they did that very well. Even though they look a bit pot-bellied, they kind of look very intimidating. So you've got all the details and the almost like Lego hands, I always used to think. You've got the Zygon, which is possibly my favourite figure in the set, after the Cybermen probably, because Cybermen are my favourite monsters. From Terror of the Zygons, 4th Doctor episode, which I love because it's got Sarah Jane and Harry Sullivan in, who I love. I just think, especially with these sort of figures, I think it's great because people like me, in 2007, 2008, when they were releasing the first classic wave of figures, I was 5, so I wasn't collecting Doctor Who figures then. It would only be for another 2 years before I started collecting, and then it was more the new series stuff, because I was younger and I liked all like Daleks and stuff. So I think it's good for collectors like me, especially, to be able to get this get sort of these sort of figures without spending like £40 to get them in the box, but then still got them in good condition because they're new. So I'm really happy with that set. Now I am going on to some books now, and these are the class books. I bought this one, What She Does Next Will Astound You, from Forbidden Planet last year for £7. I read this pretty much as soon as I got it, and I found it really interesting. This one isn't signed, but I love the covers on these. I think the artwork's great, and I really enjoyed that one. That's like the internet craze where people start doing stupid stuff. Next, Stonehouse, I have read half of. I'm currently reading. I'm sort of having I'm having a marathon watching Doctor Who from the start, even though most of the classic episodes I've seen, but I'm rewatching them. And I'm doing a bit of a book marathon, so I'm reading all the books that I've sort of bought, put on my shelf, sort of half read. So I found this one really interesting. This is signed by A.K. Benedict, the guy who wrote the book, and I'm enjoying it. I think I find it a bit slow, but I'm struggling through. I'm trying to get through all these books. Joyride, I believe I've read. I can't really remember because it was a while ago. And this one I love because it's signed by Guy Adams, who's a great writer, and Patrick Ness, who wrote Class, and a couple of other books that are like non-Who related that I really enjoyed. So I would definitely recommend picking up this book. If you want the other two, they are good. They are alright. That one's quite good. Stonehouse not so much, but I would definitely recommend What She Does Next Will Astound You. Found it kind of eerie, not like in a creepy way, but like, it was like, you know, the Class series is kind of like for older people, not really for like young kids. And I found these books were slightly unnerving, sort of unsettling. So we're on to the next item. Next item is the 12th Doctor in pinch sort of, I guess they're sort of check trousers, and with this hoodie and this t-shirt. And honestly, I did research this, where the t-shirt was from. I can't remember now, but I prefer this to the old Capaldi figure so much. The head sculpt's better, the hair's better, costumes are better, a bit more screen accurate. Although on the box it just sort of says a random episode, to be honest. But yeah, I enjoy this figure. I don't find it as good as, say, the Invasion, the Dino, you know which one, the Third Doctor Dinosaur episode, and sort of like the Zygons. I love the monsters. I feel like we're getting way too many Doctors. We've just been getting sort of Doctors, like a new figure, sort of Doctors for like a straight year, which is a bit, well, it's a bit rubbish because humans can get boring, and Time Lords can get boring after a while. But yeah, I really do quite like this figure. I don't like it as much as some of the other figures we've had released, but I think it's a nice change from those awful collector series Capaldis. So next is obviously the next Capaldi. This one's just slightly different, same head sculpt and everything, just it's got a green hood, sort of a black with white speckled t-shirt, and sort of black trousers. The rest of it, including the coat, is pretty much exactly the same. I can never get these to stand up properly, he looks really weird. But yeah, I do like these figures. They're just, as I say, not my favourites. Now, this is a figure I do really like because this is David Tennant. I do love David Tennant. And also, I think they've got the height right, because obviously with these figures, they are towering over him. So they're out of proportion, but he's in proportion with the other figures. He looks really stubby next to them, but he's actually not. He's actually in proportion. This is him from Voyage of the Damned, The Lazarus Experiment, and sort of just him in his tux. So it's just a great figure that we've not seen. It's nice to see some different 10th Doctors, because we seem to just get a lot of him in his normal pinstripe suit being released. But I do really enjoy this figure. So this isn't one item, but it's the whole set. It's the 12th Doctor sort of Series 8 and 9 books, which I got for my birthday, not last March, but the March before. And I have read Silhouette, Blood Cell, Deep Time, Royal Blood, and Big Bang Generation. I think I might have read that one as well. I think I've not read one of them. But I got these in paperback form. When I buy books, I do like to buy them hardback, because I think I would spend the extra few pounds getting them hardback. Like, Oops. I wish that they'd release the class books in hardback, because I think they would have looked, I think this sort of side to it, like quite simple, looks nice, and it would look really nice in hardback form on a shelf. These ones, they do them in hardback, and I will end up picking up the hardback versions, but I got the paperback versions because they had a sale on the Book People, and I got all of these because I had to get them next day delivery to get them in time for my birthday. But my dad, it was like £7 for the whole set, plus another £7 for next day delivery, so like £14 for the whole set is really good. Like, already you can, if you look at some of the books, like this is more of a well-thumbed one because I read it a couple of times, like the corners are fraying, like there and here. But on other books that hasn't happened. On my hardback books and ones I haven't read as much of these, but I did really enjoy these and I would recommend getting them. I definitely recommend Silhouette, Blood Cell, Deep Time and Big Bang Generation and Royal Blood. My best is probably Silhouette and Deep Time were probably my favourites. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking those books up. Now the final item, I'm really happy with this. I pre-ordered this and it came on the day like it was released in shops and stuff. So that was, it came on Thursday. I pre-ordered it and it came on Thursday on Amazon Prime, and because I pre-ordered it I got like 70p off, so it was like £5.59 for the hardback version of The Shining Man, which I'm currently, say, about halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it. So I always get, when I'm buying books now, if they have a hardback version, I will buy the hardback version because I just prefer hardback for everything. Yeah, I really wanted it because obviously Doctor Who's on tonight if I get this video up today, and that we'll get to see more of Bill, and I really like Bill and I want to see what she's like. We've only had 1 episode or 2 episodes when I get this video up with her so far, and it's just, I wanted to get an extra look at her because with these books when they were released we'd already seen Clara for a season and a half, but now we get Bill after only 1 episode. We get more of Bill. I think she's great. If she's anything like she is in the book in the last episode, I think she could be possibly my favourite new series companion, up there with Donna. After Sarah Jane, I know she's classic, but Sarah Jane's favourite companion ever. I know that's quite a popular opinion. So I'm really enjoying this book. They've released 2 others, Plague City and Diamond Dogs. I'm going to be, once I finish this book, I didn't want to buy them all at once, I wanted to buy them sort of steeped. So once I finish reading this, I'll probably